Greetings everyone, I hope you are all well. It seems to be one headline after another just lately, basically starting from the election. There has been something constantly. Catastrophe, drama, crisis, and yesterday we had a false flag. It's basically been admitted now that it was a setup, which we thought it was, and unfortunately for the organisers, nobody took the bait and nobody showed up, which resulted in towns up and down the country being inundated with hyper anti-fascist protesters who seem to hate anybody who doesn't agree with them, and police all tooled up with nobody to provoke or arrest. There were places where those who the police would not want to be pursuing were pushing it, and the police were a little bit clueless about what do they do, because they didn't have the other side who they could have then provoked, and with the help of the media they could have focused their attention on them and blamed them. So it put them in a very difficult situation, but it all ends, and today we have the media and many of the lefties announcing that they got together and they saw off the far right. This is the majority of the population, the 80%, who are concerned about their country and everything that is happening. The rest we all know, of course. And I don't know what will happen now. It has been made pretty clear that anybody who speaks out against the narrative is at risk. We've seen people persecuted for expressing their opinion. And yet at the same time, we have someone like Nick Lowles from Hope Not Hate, who just the other day posted a tweet claiming that reports are coming in of an acid attack somewhere. It was up for a day or two before he added a comment to it that it was untrue, as though he's perfectly innocent. He didn't express it as an opinion. He didn't express it as not sure if this is true or anything along those lines. He said reports are coming in of this. He's just one example. I mean, he's been sat there effectively at his desk, with his Pringles, jumping for joy because there's more for him to complain about and more people to pick on. It would be interesting to know who finances him, wouldn't it? But anyway, in the last 2-3 days, there have been a few people who are quite prominent, current affairs commentators, who have begun to withdraw. One well-known commentator by the name of Paul Thorpe announced today in a short video that he was flying over to Spain, and then when he was over there, he had a few updates from his family, personal, or rather stuff that he didn't want to divulge, but effectively he's announced he's going to take a break for a while. He's taken some of his material down, and he's not the only one, because the way that this fanatic is applying the law, anyone who comments on anything is at risk now, because he's basically given the left-wing fanatics a license to bully anyone who speaks out. As it stands, we're basically being told that we don't have an opinion anymore, or we're not entitled to an opinion, to express our opinion, because in doing so, then they can interpret it that if our opinion is something that somebody else might pick up on, then they'll use the inciting of violence. If it's not, if it's offensive, then there are the laws going back to 2003 about communication via electronic means. So anything you say, whether it's online, on YouTube, on TikTok, by email, in a message, in an SMS, in a WhatsApp, on any of the other platforms, even if it is in secret, if it comes out that you said something that they can interpret in any way, and keep in mind, they have a long list of laws that they could use to apply it to. Laws don't need to change for us to just simply go from freedom to dystopia. It's almost happened in just a month. And the sad irony is that we had this nutter stand there and make a speech and insult the vast majority of the population by labelling them far right, and that they're inciting violence and so on, when the violence, more than likely, in recent times anyway, has been incited by a policewoman having her lights punched out just for doing her job, young girls murdered, and the leader of our democratic nation, as it was, standing there and threatening his own citizens, and simultaneously, effectively, giving a license, a free license, a free pass to a certain part of the community who since that day have become louder, more vocal, more threatening and more aggressive. But that seems to be okay. For those of us who do speak out about current affairs, like myself, we're at the time where we're going to have to be very, very careful what we say anymore publicly, which is terrible, because we're not here to repeat the narrative. Personally, I'm not here to just tell you what you can just read online in the Telegraph or the Daily Mail or the Guardian or wherever it may be. I'm here to express an opinion, to hear your thoughts in response, to bring something to your attention that you might not have noticed, and so on and so forth. And along the way, get to know people. I've made lots of wonderful friends. Made a few people quite angry as well at the same time, because increasingly people don't like others who have contradicting opinions, and they just target them. I've had it. I'm having it now, but I just don't take any notice. So on that note, I'll leave you with this caution: be very, very careful. Please do continue to do whatever you want to do, expressing yourselves calmly, peacefully at all times. Please do not allow yourselves to be provoked. Be very, very careful what you say, and going forward, I suppose we'll have to work out a way to move forward in this new, strange, dystopian reality that we're suddenly faced with. Thank you very much. Bye bye for now, and I'll see you.